Welcome to the Shipping Podcast, where I meet interesting maritime professionals sharing their passion for the shipping industry and their everyday job. I am your host. My name is Lena Gothberg. Hello, Shipping Podcast lovers, and welcome to episode 200. Episode 200, it had to be a solo episode with me. I have to make a mark of my achievement and also to celebrate a little. "200 episodes are more than 150 hours of recording, especially if you also consider the recording that has been edited out. When I started to podcast more than 7 years ago, I didn't expect to reach 200 released episodes. Neither did I expect that this podcast could get global reach as it now has.
Yes!
I got the idea of trying out audio to spread the word about the maritime industry, as no one else had tried it before. Also at that time, I had just started hanging out with people who love online communication and was discussing different things than I usually did. It was like a new world opened up to me. I realized that there was another way of looking at things, a different way of working, and a new way to connect with people. I adopted many new tools into my workflow, became a digital immigrant, and learned a new way of communicating. I made myself available to people, and I set out to podcast. It took me some time to understand all the technical details of producing a podcast, what I needed to buy and how to put it together, and start figuring out how I could get the best sound quality. I'm so grateful that I signed up for an online course, the Podcasting School for Women, in the summer of 2015. By doing so, I stumbled into being coached by the two female superstars in the podcasting space, Elsie Escobar and Jessica Kupferman. They are the key to my success, and following their community building of She Podcasts online has been an inspiration to me. Over the years, I have also become an e-leaguer. That is the name of the people attending individual and group coaching by Elsie Escobar. So I have built a global network of friends in the podcasting space, just as I have previously built a professional network through Vista, that is Women's International Shipping and Trading Association. My number one advice to young people I meet is always start building your network. You never know where that will take you. It's hard work and it's meeting a lot of people, but that is how the world spins around. Once I had learned how to edit a podcast episode, I realized it takes me too long to do that. Just so you shall understand, as an estimate, it takes me 3 times as long to edit as the final version which you can listen to. And that is too long. So I decided to get myself an editor. And oh boy, do I have the best podcast editor available. Miss Jen Eads, the head broad in charge at the Brassy Broadcasting Company in Indianapolis. She is a musician and a podcast producer. And she is the one who makes me sound professional and at times less Swedish, and I'm very grateful to have her in my life. When I think about it, my journey as a podcaster is made the success it is due to many women who have been there for me, or female entrepreneurs who have gained my trust. My website is developed by and together with a female entrepreneur who is now living in Portugal. In addition, I have bought the equipment from a female fellow podcaster who has a web shop. And we have also developed a friendship through our mutual interest for the podcasting industry. You see, I don't have many people with whom I can discuss podcasting. A few men, in addition to my podcasting pal Karin in Copenhagen. But the men I know, they have a different viewpoint of podcasting than I have. They are much more of tech geeks than I am. Yesterday, I had a Zoom call with 27-year-old Hannah from London. She had reached out to me through DM on Twitter and wanted to ask about the maritime industry, because she had listened to my episode with Kate D. Adamson and became so inspired that now she wanted to have a career in the blue economy, and she wanted to ask me a few things. I'm telling you this because I want you to know that there is a common way for young people to reach out to me. Direct messages or DMs on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. A few of the young generation write to my email hello@shippingpodcast.com, but more of them reach out through other channels. And they are definitely not shy to ask someone they don't know about a call or an advice. Anyway, Hannah wanted to know why the maritime industry is shying away from telling its story, as she didn't know anything about us until she spoke with her grandfather and realized the stories he could tell from when he was at sea. He inspired her to look into the shipping industry, and she started to look for information about this global industry, and she had found the Shipping Podcast. Anna wanted to know, why doesn't anyone tell the story about shipping? We chatted a bit about how communication and storytelling are looked upon in the maritime industry, and then she asked, but don't they want to be more well-known? My reply was that some of them want and some of them don't. That is my experience anyway. I also told Hannah that shipping is like broadband. So invisible, no one knows about it, but so vital for the world. I know that since I work with an association promoting connectivity in my geographical area. However, no one even wants to know about connectivity. Everyone only expects it to be there when needed. Is that something you recognize? Before reaching out to me, Hannah met a neighbor who told her that he is a shipbroker. She asked him to explain what a shipbroker does, and she got fascinated about that specific job. Still, when he told her how long it takes to build your international network of contacts and all the back and forward dealings and all of that, she started to think about how to become a shipbroker in a digitalized world. And so we discussed that for a while. Can I ask you, my listener, how often do you get these questions? How often do you make yourself available for awkward questions? And how often do you stop to think about the answer? Well, Hannah congratulated me on my 200th episode and appreciated my work in telling the story about the current maritime industry. I made her interested in looking into a career in this industry. We are not as stale, pale, or old-fashioned as people think. We are so much more, and it's our duty to tell the world about that. Thank you for listening to the Shipping Podcast. Without you, my listeners, I would have stopped a long time ago. I think that I have proven my point that there is a different way of telling the story of the shipping industry. I have also demonstrated that there are a lot of women in the shipping industry worth listening to. But I think, in a way, I have also proven that there is hardly anyone in the maritime industry willing to put their money where their mouth is. This podcast is brought to you by me, Lena Gothberg. Until the next time, over and out.